Hello and welcome to another Amiga fettling video. So I've picked up an A500 recently that I'll probably show a bit more of another time, and it came with a Gotek drive, which is nice. Might pop that into my A1200. It was bundled with the original Chinon floppy disk drive, and described as maybe faulty or maybe just needing a clean. So I thought I'd open it up and have a look inside and give everything a bit of a clean, just lubricate what I could and see if I could get it working. So you can see here it's a nice drive to disassemble, actually. Only 3 screws to get it out, and then just being very careful, wiggling it out with just gentle pressure so we don't have to pull on anything too much. Should just slide out once you've got it in just the right orientation. So once we've got the drive open, we can see what we've got going on. I think this is slightly older than one of the other, well, the only other drive I've opened so far, which was from, which one did I open? That might have been the original A1200 one, which was a refurb from Amiga kit, I think. So that was probably a much newer Sony drive, and looks more high-tech, I suppose. Less individual components, just less complicated looking. So once you've got the thing open, just use some isopropyl alcohol to give the heads a very gentle clean. What I did find was, once I'd gone through this, the thing did actually come out visibly dirty. So definitely looks like it needed doing. So while I was at it, I just cleaned up any extra dust and stuff that I could see on the insides, and also used a bit of isopropyl alcohol to get some of the gunk off the floppy disk button. I'm thinking with the A500 I'll probably, this is going to be fitted back inside, and I might look at doing retro bright on it or something like that. Maybe even do some projects like RGB to HDMI, give it native HDMI output. I see there's also a project to let you use a Raspberry Pi now as a replacement 68,000 processor, but instead of it 7 megahertz, like 3,000 megahertz equivalent, plus 100 plus megabytes of RAM and retargetable graphics for higher resolution. So that sounds crazy. Might be a cheap and interesting project. So I'm just going in with a bit of grease here and greasing up that kind of worm drive that moves the head backwards and forwards. And I also just put a little bit on the slider. The top head just slides along. And with that all done, as they say, reassembly is the reverse of disassembly. So just very carefully sliding it back in and securing everything back into place. So with everything reassembled, time to give it a try. Very satisfying feeling, that spring-loaded mechanism as it pops in. So what we'll see here is that there's no response after putting the disc in, but give that corner a tap and something happens. So this immediately has me thinking there's two switches just under that corner that record that the disc is inserted, and there's also the write protect pin, whether it pops through the little hole you can open up in that side. So pushing it down lets me know there's probably a problem with that little switch. Maybe we're going to be able to solve it with cleaning. So I gave it a bit more of a try here, and it just continued to be a little bit on the flaky side. So if we take the drive back upstairs, we can see things are a bit grubby, dusty around that switch. So just try and remove any loose dust that we might work further into the mechanism. And then once the dust is out of the way, we can try and just wash anything out with isopropyl alcohol. So we'll just apply it in and then mechanically work the switches. Just get it in there, wiggle everything about a bit, see how we go. So once that's done, and we just mop up the excess, we'll be ready to give it another try. So back on the Amiga, ready to try again. Lovely clunk. But this time, immediately, things are happening. It knows there's a disc there. So away we go. Pretty quick, not bad. Straight in there. We'll run that app. And there you go. From something that was described as potentially broken, we have in fact just cleaned a number of elements and we're back in business. It's looking good. So if I recall correctly, that's a 1991 drive, so 30 years old and just a little bit of TLC, and perfect again. And we can restore this A500 back to its, or at least a little closer to its pristine condition. So next job will be to pop that back inside, and as I say, what I may do is take all the casing off and try and give it a retro bright or something, so I probably won't bother opening it. And haven't inspected the inside yet either, so who knows what's lurking in there. But it's been working flawlessly for me for a little while, so looking like a decent buy. And that's what there is to that. One fully operational Amiga 500 and a spare Gotek drive. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.